สวัสดีค่ะ Sarah, let's start with the story from the thumbnail.
Oh, we're gonna go right in.
Yes.
Okay, so this story has many layers to it actually. So it started out with a foreign man who accidentally damaged a car after he tripped on the pavement in front of a Bangkok shopping mall, which he pulled a large heavy advertising board onto the vehicle. So the car owner thanked the foreign man for paying for the damage to the car, but she condemned the shopping mall because she believed they should cough up the expense, which is I agree with that. Like, why would he have to pay for that? It's not even his fault.
Right. And the advertisement board or whatever must be really flimsy because he just stumbled upon it and it just fell.
Exactly.
Right.
So the story is that this Thai lady, she shared this incident on Facebook yesterday. So she urged the shopping mall, which is, should I name it?
I guess so.
Siam Square 1 to take responsibility for the damage the foreigner caused to her vehicle. She revealed that she drove her white car out of the shopping mall near the Siam BTS station yesterday with her daughter in the passenger seat. They didn't mention how old her daughter was, though. So while she waited to turn right onto the main road, an advertising sign belonging to the shopping mall fell onto her car, breaking the window and shattering glass all over her daughter's lap. I
Wow.
would be terrified if that happened to me.
Yeah.
So she was shocked to see the cause of incident, a confused foreign man lying on the pavement with an injured leg. So the foreign man told the Thai lady that he stumbled over a bit of uneven pavement, which is another problem in Bangkok,
Yes.
and grabbed the sign to stop himself from falling over. However, the sign was not strong enough to hold his weight and it fell onto the car. And the foreigner apologized and gave her 15,000 baht for the damage.
That's so sweet of
Yeah,
him.
that is super sweet. And it's not like really his fault. Like it was an accident and
Yes.
he's just trying to cling on something.
Right.
And the Thai lady said that the shopping mall staff, she told the shopping mall staff about this incident and saying that they should take responsibility, but they refused. And she questioned why the shopping mall would not safely secure the heavy standing sign and asked staff what if the sign fell on a child or a person walking by. And the shopping mall said that they will not take responsibility for anything and they would let the foreigner take responsibility alone just like that.
What?
That was
I'm
their answer.
shocked.
And she was like, Bangkokians must beware and avoid hitting the sign when walking on the pavement.
So it's our responsibility now to watch out for the
Exactly.
mall's like flimsy signs.
Exactly. I think that is a weird logic.
And okay, not to be weird or anything, the guy in the picture who's the foreigner who accidentally knocked off that sign, he's not exactly super huge. It's a
Exactly.
normal human-sized person who clinged onto something and it fell. I think the mall should definitely take 100% responsibility
And
of
I think
that.
it's a human nature thing. When you're gonna fall, you try to grab onto something, and it happened to be that sign, which he thought would be the most secure thing, and it was not.
Right. I
Yeah.
hope that she gets compensated for the rest of the car. I don't know, 15,000 baht. It might cover everything, but I hope the daughter is okay as well.
I hope so. So many people after this story went viral yesterday agreed with the Thai lady and said that the shopping mall must take responsibility for the incident, and many other said that they felt sorry for the foreign man.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. And he was injured as
Oh
well.
my gosh.
Poor guy. So yeah, that's the story.
Actually, so there's a lot of culprits in the story. So you were mentioning about the paveways. So
Exactly.
the BMA needs to do something about the paveways. It's always been a big problem. And this is a person who can walk normally. So can you just imagine somebody on crutches or somebody who's using a wheelchair? That's not good for people with disabilities. So
Actually,
somebody.
you made a video about this before, right?
Yes, I have back in the days, but like, please, somebody do something about it. Kun Chachat, if you're hearing this, we're pleading.
Please.
Yes. Anyhow, we're going to move on to the second story, which is also not the best, not a happy story, but the cabinet seems to have ignored the 4 a.m. nightlife proposal. So it seems that the push for 4 a.m. closing time for nightlife venues is meeting stiff opposition. But entertainment venues aren't giving up, offering new arguments and proposing plans to solve the points of contention. Meanwhile, the briefing released after a cabinet meeting yesterday that was expected to discuss the curfew extension did not make any mention of the 4 a.m. proposal. The TAT has been pushing for the proposal with the support of many politicians, including the Minister of Tourism and Sports. They say that their studies talking to nightlife business owners found that most say their best revenue comes between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Foreigners often start their nights between 10 and 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. is the peak time when clubs are the busiest. And I think like that's kind of similar to many Western countries. Like I know in the States or some parts, I'm not sure about Australia. Do you know if the clubs kind of start, that's when the nightclubs kind of start going?
I'm not really sure, but I know that things close early in Australia.
Oh, okay. So maybe not so much of the Australians, but I understand that some people want to start partying at 2 a.m. Anyhow, but that's not the case for Thailand. Now, closing early pushes drunks out on the street who are looking for opportunities to keep partying. For foreigners on holiday, 2 a.m. is just too early to go to bed. Officials predict that sales could increase by 30% if nightlife entertainment venues are allowed to stay open until 4 a.m. So that's their argument. If their sales could increase by 30%, then the government can also tax their drinks or whatever, like for an additional 30% as well. So it's a win-win situation for both. Now, entertainment venues are particularly miffed at the early closing times now, as foreigners from around the world are looking to watch the World Cup in a social setting. Many of the games begin at 2 a.m. and bar patrons are frustrated when kicked out right as the game they're waiting is about to go underway.
Oh yeah, because many games they start at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
as well. Ah, yes.
So they're starting to drink and like, oh, whoops, we got to close
Bye.
now. So particularly this time is a bad time to close at 2 a.m. Now, proponents of the plan for later club nights say that they could be focused on popular tourist party areas such as Pattaya's Walking Street, Bangla Road in Phuket, and Khao San Road, Soi Cowboy and Soi Patpong in Bangkok. But again, opponents, including the Accident Reduction Network Office and even the Department of Disease Control, say that the health risks, and especially the risk of drunk driving, are not worth the extra revenue generated. They also warn that early risers working in morning markets may be perturbed by drunken clubgoers stumbling home. Opponents claim even if the 4 a.m. curfew was extended only in party nightlife tourist areas, drunk driving accidents could increase fivefold or even tenfold. So I'm not sure about that because obviously Thailand has never really opened until 4 a.m. or not during the times that I could party anyway. But I think at the very least, allowing some areas to open until 4 a.m. might be a good idea.
I think so, especially like tourist spots. And to be fair, okay, drunk driving is a problem. I totally agree. But then just set up more polices during that time, you know, just to try to fix the problem. Just instead of saying no and not trying to think of a way to solve the problem, there's just like, oh no, drunk driving, then no, we're just going to do it at 2. When there's clearly a way of like trying to make everyone happy, the tourists, the bars, and they've been hit hard by COVID for quite some time. So this is their chance to like milk some money out of the tourists for a good reason, because it's the World Cup and they want to be in like you mentioned, a social setting, right? It's more fun to cheer for your team with other people.
Yeah, I never understood that notion until I actually went to a football game live. One time I'm like, that's why people pay to watch live, because watching it at home alone, it's a little bit sad. But when you're in a setting and there's people cheering for your team and even the opposing team, it's like, you know, that rival mentality. It's really fun. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do leave it down in the comments below. And we're going to take a very quick break. And when we come back, there's more news right after this.
Thinking of investing, but don't know where to start? Ever heard of AAAFX?
What is AAAFX?
Good question. Look no further than AAAFX, your choice for trading and investing. Low commissions and spread with fast execution. They're trustworthy and have been offering services since 2008. You can invest using various deposit methods, including crypto, with negative balance protection and 100% matching deposit bonus. Choose AAAFX and enter the lucrative market of trading. Visit AAAFX.com.
Sarah, what are you reading over there?
I'm glad you asked. It's the only cryptocurrency investing book you'll ever need. It's actually a gift from our viewers.
Oh, nice.
I dropped by the office, but to admit with you, I haven't read it properly yet.
Right. But you know what, Sarah? You actually don't need to read that book because if you invest with crypto, with a, how do you call it? Like a source that really knows their stuff, like crypto, stock exchanges, or even foreign currency like AAAFX, you can invest smartly with them.
I see. Well, that's a good option. Thank you.
Yeah, so people, if you want to invest, look no further than AAAFX. That's a little acting skit from Sarah and I. Hope you enjoyed that. Anyways,
Bonus.
bonus points for us. Now we're going to talk about some airports. Now, I know that there's a lot of airports in Thailand, but have you ever heard of U-tapao before?
Yes.
U-tapao, yes. So it's an international airport in Rayong, and it's a brand new airport where authorities are hoping that it'll be the key gateway in helping with the EEC's objectives, making Thailand a competitive place for skilled workers to come and work in Thailand. But the sad story of this is that the first phase of U-tapao revamp faces delay.
Oh.
So the first phase of the new U-tapao International Airport is likely to face a delay of another 2 years because of the pandemic's impact, according to the U-tapao International Aviation Company. Now, the first phase could be finished in 2026 as the company has to adjust the construction process because of a lower growth rate of passengers during the pandemic. The first phase was previously supposed to be completed in 2024 with a carrying capacity of 15.9 million passengers a year, featuring a 157,000 square meter terminal, 60 airplane parking lots, commercial space, and a ground transportation center. So it's a huge, huge one down south.
Sounds like it.
Now, the project initially was divided into 4 phases, but right now they might extend it to 6 phases instead. The airport claims to handle more than 60 million passengers a year. Now, the construction previously planned the groundbreaking for this year, but its start has been delayed to next year because of the company still waiting for several issues to be cleared, such as the approval of the environmental impact assessment, the second runway construction, and a high-speed train contract. Now, the construction of all phases could be delayed for up to 5 years, but the duration of the concession remains the same. The U-tapao Airport is a joint venture between BBS Consortium, including Bangkok Airways and the government's Eastern Economic Corridor Policy Committee under a 50-year concession. 14.3 billion baht earned from the Bangkok Airways Airport Leasehold Real Estate Investment Trust will be used for investment in the U-tapao project. So this is a huge, huge project that will take many, many years to build. And actually, this has been in talks for, oh gosh, ever since I've ever heard of this airport. But just like Suvarnabhumi, I know eventually it will come to fruition. It's just taking a bit longer, but
Keyword, eventually.
eventually it'll happen. But when it does, I'm sure it'll be grand, it'll be beautiful, and people will be flocking there to go down south.
I see. But interesting that Bangkok Airways is a big part of it because, you know, in Samui, it's only them that are allowed to fly into the airport. So if you want to fly to Samui, you have to take Bangkok Airways.
That's
only.
so smart of them.
I know, right? It's a good strategy, I would say.
Now, for the last story, do you have anything in regards to
Yes.
transportation?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's still related to transportation, but not such good news. I think the story is more towards the Thai people, be affected towards the Thai people instead of foreigners, because even though global inflation is rising, the cost of ticket on Bangkok's BTS Skytrain is also gonna rise. So the BTS Skytrain will get a little bit pricier starting next year, January 1st, 2023, according to an announcement made by the Bangkok Transit System Cooperation yesterday. So the fares on the Sukhumvit line, which is Moshit to Onut, and the Silom line, which is the National Stadium, to Sapan Taksin, will rise by 1 to 3 baht. So it's not that much. Let's say for a foreigner, it's not that crazy. But for a Thai, I think that's something if they have to use it every day. And the minimum fare for a one-station journey will rise from 16 to 17 baht, so 1 baht. The maximum fare for a journey spanning 8 stations or more will rise from 44 to 47 baht. And the price of a one-day pass will increase from 140 baht to 150 baht. So I think for foreigners, this one would be their option. And it's 10 baht more. So I don't think
it's
a lot
not
of
too
people will
much.
complain about this. So the SkyTrain opened its doors 23 years ago. in that time, the fares have only ever increased 3 times. The last price hike came 5 years ago in 2017 when fares increased from 15 and 42 baht to 16 to 44 baht. And the BTSC cited global inflation, rising electricity costs, and rising minimum wages as the grounds for the latest hikes in fares. However, fares are still lower than the ceiling price outlined in the concession contract. Meanwhile, senior citizen rabbit card holders will still receive discounts based on the old fares. And some of the BTS Skytrain lines are managed by the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration and will not be affected. Namely, on Nut Keha and Moshit to Kukot and Wong Wien Yai to Bangwa. So those stations, that line, the prices will remain the same.
Okay.
Update.
I guess it's not too bad in terms of the price rise, but I can understand that if somebody needs to use that every single day, and especially if you're going long distance and now your fare has now increased by 20 baht because one way is 10, coming back is another 10 every single day for 30 days. That's quite a
lot.
bit. Yeah, for some people.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
definitely. But a lot of like transportation costs are increasing, like taxis. Right?
Yeah.
And now the BTS. So yeah.
Right. All right, guys. That's all for us today. And hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you do, click like, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you.
Bye.